everyone. I'm Janet Forrest. I'm the Adult Programs Coordinator at the Nantucket Athenaeum, and this is my husband, Andrew Camardi.
Hello.
And tonight we're going to be making plant-based, oil-free mac and cheese. And I'm going to hand it over to Andrew.
Yes. To be specific, it's a one-pot broccoli hummus mac and cheese. And when I first read that, I wasn't a fan. But I just decided if they can make mac and cheese plant-based, dairy-free, oil-free, if they can make that mac and cheese taste good, then I'm sold. And they sold me. This is really good. And this is from the book the Plant-Based Cookbook. And I haven't read the introduction. I don't know anything about the author other than that she is a nutritionist. And I believe she also has multiple sclerosis. And this was her way of coming up with a diet that was very tasty, very healthy, and helped her manage her symptoms, her autoimmune systems. So we gave it a shot. This was the first dish that we attempted, and success. And every first attempt I do is not successful, but these ones were. I'd say the hardest part of these recipes is the preparation. The preparation takes the longest. As soon as you're prepared, it goes pretty quick.
Although this was, I mean, there's other recipes in here we could talk about as we go on. This is, I would say for prep, this is one of the easier ones.
Yeah, this is one of the easier ones, definitely. Yeah. So let's begin. There's two parts to this. Oh, somebody else is coming in.
That's all right, I get it.
All right. There's two parts. One is the cheesy hummus sauce, and then the other one is the pasta. So as we go through the steps, I'll tell you what the ingredients are, but basically there's no oil whatsoever. There's no cheese, and the substitutions might sound disgusting, but once it's finished, it's incredible. It really is nice. And what we also like about this is it makes a lot at once. It makes a batch, so we can enjoy it over the course of a couple days.
And also because there's no cheese and oil and grease and all that, the cleanup's a breeze. So
yeah,
that's actually really nice about it.
It's nice because
you want to watch this with me?
It's gonna be this
talking
word,
to me. Yeah, we don't have a dishwasher, so when we have to clean things, it's annoying for us to deal with oil and grease and that kind of stuff. But this doesn't use any of that, so cleanup is very easy. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is make the sauce, the cheesy hummus sauce. And the first step is to cook onions and garlic.
Okay.
And once the onions and garlic is cooked, we're going to put everything into a blender. And while I cook this, do you want to tell them?
Yeah, well, we have to let the pan heat up a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, so like I said, it's onions and garlic.
Mhm.
It's a cup of chopped onion. It's 4 garlic cloves, all chopped. And the idea is to make it translucent so that you can put it into a blender and it just gets obliterated. Once those are cooked, you're putting in a cup and a half of chickpeas.
Which is a can. So if you buy like a standard can of chickpeas.
That's right. And then 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. This cookbook uses a ton of nutritional yeast, and it really has come in handy. And then it's lemon juice, tamari, Dijon mustard, ground turmeric, red pepper flakes, and unsweetened almond milk.
But you could also use soy milk or cashew milk or any kind of nut milk, as long as it's dairy-free.
That's right. So the first thing I'm going to do is cook the onions and garlic with water. Now this was new for me. I usually saute vegetables in at least a little bit of olive oil. This cookbook is saying don't even use coconut oil. Don't use any oil. Just use water. And it works.
And I've always thought it would stick or something, but usually you're adding other stuff in there. So.
And you're kind of consistently putting in just a little bit of water to prevent burning and sticking.
That's going to take a minute, but I want to share a couple other recipes in there. So if you just joined us, this is the book. I don't know if we have it at the library, but I bet most bookstores you probably get it. I'm trying to think what else we made. The shepherd's pie is really good.
Pie.
Yeah, the shepherd's pie is excellent. So we made a couple meals where you make a whole bunch and then we have it for a few days. So the shepherd's pie, the potato is potato and cauliflower. So that's your mashed potato. And then the filling has carrots and celery and sweet potatoes and also spices like rosemary, thyme, and parsley. And of course, garlic. And what else is in there? Mushrooms and lentils. So lentils is kind of your meat replacement. And frozen peas. There's a lot of peas in all the recipes.
A lot of peas, which I love.
Yeah, I love peas. So it's and then it feels like it has almost there's a gravy you make for it. And so it doesn't feel like you're sacrificing. It doesn't feel like you're eating healthy. It's really, really hearty. What else have we made? Oh, I made a couple of the dips, the spread. So I made a hummus, I made a carrot hummus. Oh, and the soups are great. I made a tomato and carrot soup. And once again, I don't like to use our what's it called? Vitamix. I was thinking of getting another pitcher for savory dishes, and then also we make smoothies in the morning. But because everything's oil free, and we don't have a dishwasher, it is really easy to clean everything.
Yeah.
So we actually use the Vitamix for mixing stuff. What else is in here?
The pesto with the avocado.
Oh, yeah. There's another pasta dish in here. Let me see if I can find it. Look how pretty this is. I think it's because you're always using peas, but it's pesto. It has peas and basil, and you can use spinach or kale, any kind of leafy green, and then avocados, nutritional yeast, lemon juice, white miso, garlic, of course, red pepper flakes. It's really, really, once again, really hearty, really fresh.
Yeah, and it's food that you can binge. You can eat so much of it and feel great.
Yeah, it doesn't have that like heavy kind of feeling. It has just like you just feel full and happy.
You feel full, you feel happy, you feel content, and then you have more left over, which is important for me to have. So I'm just cooking this for like 5 minutes or so. The reason I'm always playing with it is I'm just trying to prevent burning. I'm trying to prevent sticking. And then I just put some more water into it. So again, there's no oil whatsoever. And this should be done in just a minute. Can you set the Vitamix up?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This.
Yeah.
So I have my Vitamix mix pitcher. So once again, you can use dried chickpeas. I can't be bothered, so I just buy a can. So you're gonna your standard can, you can drain that, and that'll be 1.5 cups of chickpeas. So that goes in. We have, I just want to get the measurements right. Where'd you go? Lost my page. Oh, there it is. Okay, so 1.5 cups of that, 4 garlic cloves in there, 1 onion, and then I have 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, as well as a 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric and 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, but you can add more red pepper flakes if you like it spicy. So that's gonna go in there. Let's see, lemon juice, it's 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of tamari soy sauce, and then this is 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. It's funny, I like mustard in things, but I find it kind of gross on its own.
All right, so.
And then I think I added everything.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the almond milk. And it's a 1/2 cup of almond milk. Are you done with the water?
Yeah, you can put that out. Actually, hang on. Just do a little more. There you go.
The burner.
Yep.
Okay. And like I said, you can use, we've been using almond milk, but you could use soy milk, you could use cashew milk, oat milk. So that's a half cup. And then you'll want to keep it out because you want to add a tablespoon at a time for your consistency.
That's right. Yeah. You have to kind of eye your consistency. So the onion is transparent, translucent. And I'm just going to dump it all in. Yeah. Okay. So it's ready to go, and we're going to blend it. Thank you. All right, so now that's going. So now I'm going to check on the sauce in a little bit, but now I'm going to shift our attention to the pasta. And this is brown rice pasta. Stop and Shop has a lot of different, I think they have a lot of different varieties, right?
Yeah, we buy a lot of our stuff on thrivemarket.com. They have a lot of healthy food, like vegetarian food, organic food. So they had a value pack of 5 different types of pastas. So, yeah. And you can use whatever. We're using shells tonight. We used, what's the bow tie? We used bow ties one time, rotini one time. So any kind of pasta.
So the trick to this is 3 minutes before it's finished cooking, we're going to throw in broccoli and also the frozen green peas. So what Janet did is she just got a couple of 2 bunches of broccoli and then cut them up into florets.
Yeah. So it's about 5 heaping cups.
Yeah.
And what's kind of nice about this is for the most part, portions don't, like if you're a little over, a little under.
Yeah. It's fine.
It's fine. So that's about, it's like 1.5 heads of broccoli.
Yeah.
Florets.
Yeah.
And then, do you want to make the Parmesan?
Yes. So this is an additional bonus. You don't have to do this, but it's really nice. And ever since I made my first batch of this, I put it on everything. So it's a vegan Parmesan, and I will make it for you. You do need a food processor for this, and it's very important to put in the ingredients in sequentially. You don't just want to throw everything in there. This is, like I said, a vegan Parmesan. So this is a complement to this dish, but really it can be a complement to everything. And again, you can just binge on it, binge on it as a garnish and not feel heavy afterward. So the first thing is a cup of almonds, raw almonds. And then it's a 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. I made this so much I've memorized the recipe.
Yeah, I was gonna find it because you just do the the original one, right?
Yeah, there's different variations of
Variations.
it.
So you could flavor this however you want. I just want to find the, oh, there it is. So he's doing the classic almond Parmesan, but there's also the hickory almond Parmesan. So that has smoked paprika in it and red pepper flakes. There's also a cashew turmeric Parmesan that has, so instead of almonds, it has cashews, nutritional yeast, white sesame seeds, ground turmeric, and sea salt and black pepper. So you could do kind of whatever you want with this. You could add anything.
Yeah, so I added the almonds, I did the nutritional yeast, and now I'm doing 2 teaspoons of thyme. And I'm spreading it out evenly, well, as evenly as I can. And then 1 teaspoon of oregano. And then 1 teaspoon of salt. She says sea salt, but you can use any salt.
What does she know?
What does she know? Everything. And then you blend it, but you want to be careful not to do it too much, because if you do too much food processing, it'll turn into butter. So that's the only thing you want to keep in mind. I'm going to plug this in over here. And here we go. So now once I've done a little bit, I want to scrape the sides.
Do you need my name?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Like the red. So I just go through, make sure that nothing is sticking. That's pretty good.
And this comes up a lot in all the recipes, so like the shepherd's pie,
Shepherd's pie,
this mac
yeah.
and cheese, a lot of them have this.
Yeah. All right, so you can start to see it become a powder that sticks to the sides. That means it's finished. As you can tell, see, I keep a consistent supply of this. When it comes out, it does look like Parmesan cheese.
I do kind of want to try it once, like she said, be careful, it'll turn to butter. I kind of want to try to turn it into butter.
Yeah,
I think like it would be cool to do like garlic bread or something with
that would
it.
be cool. Yeah. And the pea, oh yeah.
I got 'em.
Great, great. All right, let me just check. The recipe.
How's everyone doing out there? Does anyone have any questions or comments or thoughts? I think everyone's muted, but you can unmute yourself. The chat.
Okay. All right, so now I'm going to add the broccoli. I have 3 minutes left for the pasta. Let that cook. Give it a little twirl. What's also nice about this is she reuses a lot of things. So the ingredients that we buy, I feel like are a lot of the same.
Mhm.
We're not having to go to get new things that often.
Like there's a lot of what's the miso, there's a lot of nutritional yeast, a lot of rice pasta,
Yeah,
a lot of peas, like frozen peas. So I feel like it's good because we can buy stock up on things and use it in a lot of different recipes.
yeah.
So you don't feel like you're buying something just for this one purpose. Oh, could you give us the name of the cookbook? Yes, I'll put it in
Yes.
the chat. Actually, can you tell me what it is and who it's by?
Yeah.
Okay, well, group effort here. Sorry, I'm going to be really close to the camera. Okay, it's plant-based.
The plant-based cookbook
By
by Ashley Madden.
Ashley, like that.
Yeah, and then Madden, Madden.
Okay.
And she's the real deal.
Here, I'll do a. Yeah, it's less lifestyle and more, you know, she really knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can find a link to it.
And I have to say that when I heard of her, obviously I was impressed. But then when I cooked her recipe and then ate it, I was really impressed. So I'm a big fan of Ashley.
Yeah, I would say I've had cookbooks where I've done one recipe and then never cooked anything else, and we've cooked a lot
Yeah.
of things from the cookbook. And then there's still stuff we want to try. He's done a lot of the meals. I've done a lot of the soups. I find like, and I was someone who was always super lazy about blending soups, but it really isn't. It doesn't take that much time. And then once you've made a recipe a couple times, you're not constantly checking.
Yeah, that's the thing is the first time you
Mhm.
make it, it takes a long time.
Mhm.
It takes me a long
Yeah.
time. But now this is the third or fourth time. And I feel like we just broke a record.
You could probably freeze some of these too. The shepherd's pie for
Yeah,
sure
you
could
could freeze
if you wanted.
There's also a marinara I have not tried yet, but she says you can make it and then freeze it for up to 6 months.
Mhm. We tend to eat everything right away.
We
Well,
do.
we're very busy. So if we make something like he made, what did you make on it was the pot, one of the pasta ones. He made that on Sunday, which is yesterday,
Yeah.
which tells you how busy we are.
Hang on 1 second.
yeah.
So I'm going to turn the heat off and then I'm going to add the peas now. And now it's just going to sit for a minute. And then we're going to mix everything together.
He made a pasta dish and it's like we still have probably half of it left. So
Yes.
that's what I like about a lot of the recipes. And they do have some desserts in here.
Oh, yeah.
So they have some brownies. They have a raw cinnamon roll that I want to try. And then they have some really great breakfast recipes that I haven't tried yet, but I want to. They have a raw green buckwheat bowl. I will say some of the ingredients are things I had used before, but we're getting used to it.
Yeah, we're getting used to it. And when we started, we just wanted to try just a couple recipes a week to just incorporate more plant-based food into our lives. And I feel like after the first dish, I'm obsessing. I obsess over every dish now. I want it to be from this book. And we were doing pretty good with Instant Pot because I just gotten an Instant Pot for cooking, and that was a lot of fun. And that was easy. But we were eating a lot of meat. We were eating a lot of chicken.
And it's like, and even the sauces and stuff you add, there's a lot of sugar and stuff. So
sugar.
our goal was like, if we did this twice a week, we feel good.
We feel good. All right, I'm going to drain everything now.
Here, do you want me to hold that? Or?
No, it's okay. And also because of the nutritional yeast, there's not that much salt in the food, but it tastes salty.
It's really flavorful.
It's very flavorful.
And I've never been one for, I think it's because we're mixing with a lot of stuff. I've never been one for like kind of fake pasta. I feel like if I'm gonna eat pasta, I want the real stuff, but the brown rice pasta is pretty good. And I think part of it's because we're always mixing with something, but it does, the texture holds up.
Yeah, it does.
Are you gonna put it back in here?
Yeah, I'll put it back. So I'm draining it.
Don't miss.
All right. Now I'm gonna look at the sauce. Now we did blend the sauce. I just want to make sure the consistency is nice, so I might have to adjust. Let me check.
What do
Can
you
I see the red, small red thing again?
wash it?
Here, I'll just do this.
That's fine.
Yeah, fine. I like that. Do you like that? For consistency?
I trust your judgment.
We're checking the consistency. Should we put more almond milk?
Hmm.
I think that's pretty good.
Yep.
Let me just blend it for a second.
It has sort of a, I could have showed you, but it has sort of like a slightly more liquid hummus texture.
Yes. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. So believe it or not, this is not cheese,
But it looked good.
but it looks great.
I think it's also the turmeric adds a lot of color to
The
it.
turmeric, the mustard adds a lot of flavor, the red pepper flakes. There wasn't miso in it, right?
No miso, but there's soy, the tamari.
Oh, yeah.
Soy sauce. That's pretty good. And once again, you can just rinse that. It's not filled with cheese.
Right, so normally if I did something like that with oil, rinsing this by hand would just be obnoxious and I wouldn't want to do it. I would just give up cooking altogether. But now I can just run this under the sink. There's no oil and it's clean.
So is this ready to plate up?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and another thing is, I have a habit of when I'm making pasta to cook all of the pasta in the package. She recommends to do a little bit less so that the sauce can really overtake. And I ignored that the first few times I made this and other dishes. I was like, I'm just gonna make all the pasta. But now we've started to follow the directions and it makes a difference. It does make a difference.
I think that's dry, right? Yeah.
We're tasting this, right? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna
So-
put the oh, you know what I didn't do?
What?
Mix a quarter cup
Oh, mix that into the.
into that.
Okay.
But we can taste this first.
So there it is. I don't know if you can see it. But it's very, I'm trying to hold it in the light so you can see the yellow. It's hard to see on camera, but it's very yellow.
It's
I
very
will take
yellow.
a picture actually.
Yeah.
And we can share it on Instagram. Like all the cool kids do. No, this light isn't that much
So
better.
the last thing that we were supposed to do is take a quarter cup of the Parmesan and mix it in. And again, that just kind of adds flavor to it. Nice body. Then we mix it in.
It's gonna be blazing hot. Or maybe not. I don't know. The sauce shouldn't be boiling.
Thanks. All right, here we go. Moment of
You
truth.
go first.
Okay.
I always tell him to wait. He doesn't wait. Is it burning
Pretty
hot?
hot, yeah. Oh, good.
Um,
Wow,
Does anyone have
this is really good.
does anyone have any questions? Does anyone want to put their address in the chat and we'll bring some over? It's too hot.
It is very hot. What's also nice about it is, and this is true for every recipe we've done, including the shepherd's pie, the consistency of the sauces really hold up. And it's even better the next day when everything marries
Marries, yeah.
together, yeah.
That's good.
But that's good. That's very good.
We kind of blazed through that, but how's everyone doing out there? Comments, thoughts?
Oh, we did blaze through that.
No. All right. Well, oh, we have someone. They say thank you. You're very welcome. And what I will do is I will photocopy this recipe and I'll send it out to everyone so they have it. And we're recording that. So if you look on the Nantucket Athenaeum's YouTube channel, And if you Google Yummy Monday, Nantucket Athenaeum Yummy Monday, we have, excuse me, we have a playlist of all the Yummy Mondays. So last week, Seth Engelborg did hot sauces and chilies. The week before that, my colleague Daniel Griffin and his partner Thais Fournier did, what did they do? Oh, they did cheesecake in the Instant Pot and espresso martinis. So you'll see just all of the ones we've done in the last 2 years, almost year and a half. So, all right. Well, thank you very much for being here.
I should stop eating. Yes, thank you.
We're anxious to eat, as you can see. And join us. We're going to take a little bit of break, but we have One Book, One Island coming up, and I have a couple Yummy Mondays lined up for them. So stay tuned. Keep your eye on the newsletter and the calendar. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye, everyone.